Hello and welcome to Episode 8, Season 2 of D&D with high school students. I, Bill Allen, am the Dungeon Master, and I am here with what remains of the party.
Wow.
Which is
characters.
Carl.
The only important ones.
Carl playing Ralof Halfbeard, the Tiefling Bard.
Best character.
And Matt, who is playing Maximillian, the half-orc barbarian nobleman. And finally, Heather, who is alone at the table.
I'm fine with
on
it.
that side of the table. Heather is
Why?
playing Milo, the halfling
Why?
druid. So, guys,
That's the T.
when we last left off, once you guys left the, you guys may remember.
We
in
killed
the
some
last
cops,
episode-
and then,
Yes.
and then we came to the Temple of Vuseg.
Yes.
Good times.
And Carl, you had mentioned that you had some information, and the guardian, the captain of the guards, she said that you guys should probably come speak to the high priestess.
That's
so
right.
she let you through the gates. You guys walk through the water gardens, and the high priestess meets you out there. And she seems interested in meeting with you. And she's like, I see you have returned.
That's right, High Priestess. You seem to have a sense of urgency about you. What seems to be the issue?
Well,
What's the T?
What's the
it
deal?
was in fact your group that informed us about the potential threat to the temple. So I'm curious to see what information you have. Come. So you guys gather around the one of the central fountains outside of the temple, and it's just you and Shara, the captain of the guard. So the high priestess says, please, tell me, what have you learned?
Well, we are aware of the name of the blonde elf. It is Voromir? What is it?
Oh my God, Carl, that has
Gustav.
no. Gustav is his
Gustav's the beard
assistant.
Gustav's the
beard
Lord
one.
Finu.
Finoob.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know.
Finny.
I thought there was
That's
a
what they
V
call
in
it.
there.
Nope.
Finoob, Lord Finoob, and
Finoob.
we met with one of his associates, Gustav, and currently we have a plan where we are going to be working with them, potentially, and a plan to trick them into taking care of the Temple of Vuseg and protecting your crystals. So we have a plan.
What do you mean a plan to work with them? To steal the crystals?
We're going to be double agents. We're going to pretend. We're going to pretend that we're buddy-buddy with these guys, and then probably kill them and plunder them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's right, yes.
Well, how do you plan to convince them?
Well, we have scheduled a meeting with Gustav tomorrow at the docks, some area, I've forgotten. He knows.
Indeed.
He knows, yeah.
Doc.
And he expects us to bring the crystals. That's right. So, we have two options here. And it's kind of like, you can help us out here if you'd like. Because in the end, in the long run, it's a good call. One, just like hand over the crystals. We can use them as a way to pull in the enemy and then, slit their throats and stuff. Or we could create some kind of fake crystal. You may have the capabilities as water priestesses to do something of that sort. But personally, we believe that the best option, just in case they are aware that we would make a fake, that you should allow us to use the crystals for a little bit, have some of your priestesses follow us, trail us to ensure that we are not robbing you or committing any crime, and help us in the eventual battle with the two elves.
Mm-hmm.
This is a difficult decision.
Yeah.
I'm concerned, of course, as I'm sure you
yes.
could imagine that giving these very powerful crystals to you could end up going horribly wrong. Not that I don't trust you, but what if, for example, we did do this and we did send one of our own people with you to protect the crystals? What if somehow they still got away with the crystals?
That's not something
That
we
could
would
be-
even consider to happen. We are a very skilled group of fighters, the three of us. We, along with one of your priestesses, who are the highest level of good fighting.
Allow me
Phrasing.
What?
Allow me to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, sure,
You,
go
you
shoot.
found out
Yeah.
some information about this Lord Finoob
That's right.
and
Yes.
this Gustav.
Not Vormir.
Can you tell me anything else about them? I mean, what do we know about them? Where do they come from? What do they do?
Well, they're elves.
Wow.
So they're pretentious.
know
one
much.
Okay,
of them has
side
a
note.
race.
Gustav is a half-elf.
half elf.
He has brown hair and a pointed beard.
Oh.
Lord Finoob is a elf
The blonde
with
one.
blonde
Okay.
hair. Yes. Okay, go ahead. Resume. So tell me more. I understand their description.
You
I'm
understand
saying,
what they physically look like.
What else do you know about
At the
them?
moment, they've been shrouded in mystery. They've only given us the location of where we need to meet, and that's about it. We know their physical appearances, we know where they want us to meet and what they want, but that's it.
What's their background? Where are they from? Do you know anything else about them? And
Not
how
a-
did you learn what you have learned?
We
They
did a pretend meeting with them. We
And
acted
where's
as
the
if-
rest of your party? And where's the small one, the rock gnome, and,
You see-
and that other elf sailor?
Wait, Heather. it's
You
on
see, we don't trust them anymore. And we knew that coming here is a big, big job, and it's really important. And us three, we trust each other. But we don't
She
trust
looks
the
over
others.
she looks at the void monk and she's like, and what about him? You're still traveling with him.
We don't.
Oh,
s-
I keep forgetting
We
he's
don't
there.
speak
He
of the
doesn't
Void
speak.
Monk as if he was one of our fellow compatriots. He's more of like a stray dog.
Yes,
But you trust him enough to
Be a stray
yes.
dog that follows
He is
us,
helping
yes.
us, but he can't speak.
But in any interaction, he stays back and he does his own thing. He's useful in certain situations with the knowledge that he has, but he does not help us in any other situation, combat or otherwise. So if anything, he just follows us and occasionally provides useful pieces of information.
she looks
So
at him.
we only brought the elite
Yeah.
here.
They're truly skilled.
The truly skilled, because the other two,
As we mentioned outside to some of your priestesses, they are not good people. Trixie is a bloodthirsty pirate with bad intentions.
You tried to terrorist a boat.
She tried, yeah.
Wait,
a lot of-
what do you mean with this boat? What?
Trixie went off and did her own little side journey where she was a pirate. She was true to her name and very disrespectful and dangerous and a criminal. So we removed ourselves from her presence. The rock gnome was also very
Shady.
not good.
shady.
So he ran away from us.
All right, so
fucked.
the female captain of the guard goes up to the high priestess and she's like,
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, the guard.
and the high priestess looks at you guys and she's like, so Shara tells me that the constables are looking for a trio of people who raided a large ship that had come into port for the wine festival.
It's
And apparently the description looks like this. And she pulls out
Carl.
a very similar wanted poster to the one that you guys recovered earlier. And it has basically a picture of a flute-playing tiefling, a well-dressed half-orc, and a small wild-haired halfling.
You see,
Heather's gonna mess this up.
no, stop. Meta moment. Shut up.
Heather's-
Okay, back in. Trixie framed us, and
No.
she made that poster.
Roll deception.
I had something so much better.
Oh, Carl,
Carl's
Carl,
lying.
wait,
Lying.
freeze. I
Carl,
promised.
use your magic
I
powers.
promised on Feedback Friday that I would help. This is kind of meta, but I'm going to
Cool,
let's
your
see,
magic
not
Meta
help.
moment.
I'm going to remind Carl of some of his abilities.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, you
He
can
is
do
a
the thing
bard,
that boosts
and
the
he
rolls.
can provide bardic inspiration.
Oh, shoot, we always forget.
So you are going to maybe bardically, because you know this could turn into a total
I'm like,
cluster. So you're like, you could inspire Heather before she rolls. You can inspire her.
Hey Heather,
Yeah.
your hair looks nice today.
Okay. So
Inspired.
Thank you.
and when you use that, it would typically be something that you might want to do. If you like you anticipate like don't do this, but if she's going to do it, then
She
you
did it.
Yeah. So now you're
Too late.
encouraging her. So
Thinks
Heather,
I
what
did that.
happens now is you roll your d20, but you can add a d6.
Oh,
So
Hey.
Do your
This-
thing.
I need to clear the
yeah.
whole table.
So now, so basically, it's like a little bonus that
I'm
you get
sweaty.
to roll this to your deception.
but I roll
roll.
this one first.
What?
Yeah,
They're
roll
all
deception,
threes.
and then you can add a d6 courtesy of Carl.
I got a 20.
And who do you have to thank for that dice? Paladin Roleplaying.
Neil.
And Neil.
Thanks,
And
Paladin.
Neil.
Shout out to
And now I
Alright,
roll
so
this.
Heather coming back in the clutch like Heather does with the 20.
Of course.
Now just roll that
Heather's
just
what
for the
she's
hell of
known
it.
for.
Actually, you know what? I think
got a 3.
technically you don't even have to use it.
Okay.
The creature can wait until after it rolls
Wow.
a d20 before deciding. So you could save it. So you have your bardic inspiration. You didn't
Cool.
need to roll it.
I'll save
Heather,
that.
you are so convinced that this is clutch and crucial that
Yeah.
the priestess looks you in the windows of your soul. She looks deep into your eyeballs.
So you're what?
Yes.
And
Yes.
and she cannot tell if you're telling the truth. She's like, I see. it's unfortunate that you've been framed for such a horrible thing, but I could see how a
We told you she's not
deceptive
good.
pirate.
Yeah, we hate her. She sucks.
She's bloodthirsty, and she raided
That's a
the
meta
boat, and
moment.
she put it
No, Carl.
on us.
Oh,
Don't
All right,
start the drama.
so the Void Monk's like,
keep your mouth shut, Void Monk. Get it? Because he can't talk.
We can't
Oh, you can
talk.
open it now.
Well, that won't do anything.
Heather.
all right, the High Priestess looks at both of you and she's like, I understand now. Perhaps your former comrades were
The worst? Yes. Thank
were
you.
untrustworthy, let's say.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have an idea. I think your idea could work, but I do want to take
Thank you, I do
precautions, of
too.
course, because these crystals have deep religious meaning to us.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
elemental crystals are often known as godstones. We believe that Vusaik wept and these crystals were created.
Well, I am a
They
pr- a
contain
priest
enormous
myself, so-
Yes,
enormous
we believe that too.
enormous magical power.
Yeah.
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 And
I
in the
also
wrong
believe-
hands, they could be very bad. So we want to make sure that they
Yep,
are
water.
safe. So
The
I would like to take you on your offer, but
cool.
with one conviction.
Oh.
I want Shara and another one of my soldiers, my guard Drake,
Drake.
to accompany you.
I don't like him.
That's okay.
Okay.
We'll allow that. That sounds
Okay.
like a great plan.
Yeah.
Let me call Drake. Drake, would you please, Drake? I want you to meet
What?
these fellows.
Hey guys.
Nice! I thought it was gonna be Cooper.
I don't know who I
I
expected.
was like, Cooper.
All right. Suddenly,
But it's fine.
a
That's
relatively young human man who is dressed in studded leather armor, much like a guard. He has a shield and a sword.
I'm glad we
He
never
comes in.
questioned
No,
the
he's not
fourth
cute. He looks like he's seen
is
some
he?
battle.
But
Even
I
though he's
like
young,
him.
like he's got a scar across his face. He looks like he's seen some battle.
Yeah, but I could
But
take him.
he's very well built. He comes out of the temple
I'm gonna flirt with him.
and
Okay.
he comes out of the temple and walks over to you guys. And the High Priestess introduces him, and she's like, "This is Drake. He is the lieutenant of my guard, and I trust him as much as I trust Shara. If we entrust the crystals to you, I must be assured that they do not accidentally fall into the wrong hands. I trust Drake, and I trust Shara.
No.
They're both
Okay.
competent warriors and skilled fighters, and at the very least, if you're going to try to do what you had suggested,
Yes.
I would like to have insurance to a certain degree that these crystals will not fall into the wrong hands."
Well, being accompanied by someone like Drake here is certainly no problem at all.
Now, Drake, this is Milo, correct?
Yes.
She is a
Nanya.
nature priest.
Yeah.
None yet.
Nanya. Nanya.
Nanya.
This is
Nanya.
Hi,
Business.
Ralof Halfbeard. It's
Ralof?
nice to meet you.
Nice
Got
to
a
meet
firm
you.
grip. That's nice.
Yep.
Good. Yeah.
and Maximillian.
Nice to
Can I
meet you.
strength check to show my dominance?
You
No.
could.
Because I'm not going to win
Each
this
one
in
of you
real
roll
life.
strength.
What's wrong with you?
Max, I will give you these
Fragile
dice.
masculinity.
I'm going to beat you.
Take all of them.
All of them.
I'm
You're gonna roll
Ooh,
a
these are nice.
You're gonna roll a
Not as nice
d20.
as my
He's stronger
paladin
than me.
dice
Which
from
one?
I
The
just
one with the most
Paladin
facets. Yeah.
dice
So,
from Neil.
I need to figure
all
out
right.
if
This
I
is
can
an
do
opposed
Never mind.
strength check to see who has the manliest hand grip.
that's nice.
Because D&D.
Nice.
Go ahead.
I'd like to roll
Heather,
as
move
well,
your
please.
stupid scat.
12.
7.
What up, son?
What do I add? Do we add something?
You had your strength bonus.
4, 11.
Ooh.
He trumped you.
Yeah.
Don't say that word.
So I've got a 5 strength
Wow.
bonus.
So
that's-
you go to get the grip, and he's got a pretty firm grip. He looks like a legit soldier.
Okay.
In fact,
Respect.
Give him a kiss out of respect.
No, not
No.
that, but respect.
I don't know.
oh, by the
No,
way,
we'll
see.
you do notice one
You
thing.
can be gay and
On his shield,
I don't
guys,
play gay in regular
on,
life.
on his shield is the same symbol as the Temple of
That
Vusaik.
would make sense. Yeah.
yes.
So he has that
So
emblem.
we believe him.
Yeah.
Seems about right.
Why wouldn't we
All right.
believe
So the
him?
High Priestess says, Drake, let me review the priorities. If we provide the crystals to these people, they are supposed to, as Ralof's plan indicates, they
Oh,
are
yeah,
supposed to
that's my plan.
take the crystals and trade them for some form of payment. I'm
That's
assuming,
right.
From this Lord Finoop.
That's right. That is.
And we
his
don't
name.
know anything about where he's from,
No, not at the moment.
and we don't know anything about his background.
No, not
No,
at
we
the
could
moment.
not find any information.
Once again, the Void Monk's like,
Oh, I'm. Void Monk, come here. He comes over here. You obviously know something. you come in these situations and you know quite a bit. So, Milo, give him a paper and pen. Write down what you keep shrugging.
There you
So, write down whatever you want.
He's gonna write
He
some-
points to the wanted poster,
Yeah.
and then he draws a boat, and then he points back at you guys.
Oh.
Let's take
Never
it.
mind. Don't talk anymore.
This man is clearly delusional.
Meta moment.
Meta moment.
He's definitely trying to be like, they were also on the boat with Trixie, the pirate thing. Because he's a nice guy.
Heather,
you know?
take away his paper.
So we just can't let him talk. Hey, take the paper
I need
away.
the paper back. Oh my god, he's gonna telekinesis us.
No, he can't.
Wait,
do
that's not what that's
that.
called.
He can't do that.
What?
You have nice hair. I agree.
I
Sleep.
Sleeping
He
Beauty.
points to the picture of
No.
the boat. He tugs on your hair, and he has no hair. So he pulls one hair from your
Yeah.
head, and he's like,
Boat. Hairy boat.
I don't know what it
he
is.
There's evidence of
he
her
looks
on
at
the
the
boat?
priestess,
There's evidence of
and,
us on
and
the
he
boat.
points at one of her rings, and he's like, he points to the boat, he points to the ring.
What?
the ring.
Oh wait, didn't
Matt's ring is gone.
Wait, my ring?
Don't you have like a fancy ring?
I found one. Yeah.
You had a royalty ring.
Oh yeah.
What kind of hair does Sean have in this game?
We know your secrets,
Uh,
Bill.
I d-
We watched the episodes,
Hold on,
Bill.
That's too meta.
hold on, wait. But aren't we, I didn't.
You- that was
Aren't
on
we
you.
supposed to
Sorry.
say that we weren't on the boat? So should I not tell them that I have the ring?
Matt, as you're thinking about not telling them
Yeah.
that you have the ring, you check your pocket, and you don't have the ring.
Oh, okay.
Madam.
You don't have the
Oh,
ring that
Sean.
you found on the boat.
Oh yeah, the Sean
People are
thief
gonna-
guy.
You're not supposed to know that.
How would I?
That was a secret. I told you we should have told Matt because we would have got
You didn't tell me
confused.
anything. He's the only thief in the campaign, and I'm missing stuff.
You don't know if it was Sean.
We
I don't know if it was
suck.
Sean.
You just know. In
Who
fact,
else would it be, Bill?
you don't even know if you got robbed. All
I
you
could
know,
have just lost.
all you know is that you don't have that ring anymore.
Well,
And you know that ring had a mysterious symbol on it. That's all
I
you know.
do know that.
Now, do you remember the symbol?
No.
No? Okay, too
Wait,
bad.
did I write it down?
God, we blow at this game.
It was a royalty ring. I don't
swear
know
to God,
what
if
it
Anna
said.
Westergaard beats me, we're
Okay, so
I can't.
the priestess, the high priestess,
watch us
seems to be
mumble.
contemplating. She's staring into the water in the fountain. She seems to be like almost in a trance.
Oh.
I
wasn't listening.
have concerns.
She's in a
I don't
trance.
want to say fears. I have concerns about the safety
Like
of the
what?
crystal.
Okay, what was
Even with
Wait.
Drake and Shara.
Yeah, tell us those concerns. We'll listen.
Yes.
I'm gonna write
them down.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Concern number one. You know that this blonde elf, this Lord Finalizing, and his assistant, the half-elf Gustav,
That's right.
they have committed to hiring you to steal the crystals, correct? This has not happened yet.
No.
And they told you that you have to bring them tomorrow
Yes, morning at the docks.
at the docks to the ship.
That's right.
But they didn't tell you where to bring them if you stole them ahead of time? Like, let's say that you stole them right now. What would you do? You don't know where
I
to
think
meet
they
them.
assumed we would just hold on to them until we got to
okay.
the spot.
Yeah.
So we don't know where they are other than tomorrow at this ship.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
My next concern would be, what if they are planning on double-crossing you?
Impossible.
What if they are planning on you stealing the crystals, then you meet them there, they kill you and take the crystals?
You can't kill me.
Carl, it's not.
We
a
do
good
not
response.
want. Never mind.
Now, if there's only
don't
two
know.
of them,
I don't know what I
truly,
was gonna say. I
truly,
got
if there's only
confused.
two of them, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, Shara and your monk friend,
He won't help.
that's 5, potentially 6 people against 2. I'm comfortable with that, but I'm concerned that what if they've hired additional, like what if they plan on double crossing you and they've hired other people?
Wait, no, I know what that look was.
What? What is it, Ralof? You seem to be.
Oh.
All the puzzle pieces are
Yeah.
falling together.
I just figured
Okay.
some things.
Should we say
We're
it?
going to take a night's rest and rethink this plan. the crystal. We will not be meeting with these people tomorrow.
We're not meeting with them. We're not meeting with them.
We're going to go to location, but we are not going to bring the crystals.
May
They're gonna murder us.
I ask if you would
We're not
stay
doing it.
here and help
Yes.
guard
Yes.
the temple?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we will.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Very well. Then,
If anyone comes here, you kill them. Just saying.
well, we will be at dusk. We close the gates, so
That's right.
we will close the gates.
Any rock gnomes or pirates that come here, you kill
Shara
them.
and Drake have already set up a shift of guards, but I would like the 3/4, if your Void Monk friend wants to stay, to assist in
Yes.
keeping an eye out.
The Void Monk will
We
stay.
ask only that tomorrow we continue to act out our plan as we would, just without the crystals, and that Drake and your soldier comes
Drake,
with
is that
us.
acceptable to you?
Yes.
All right.
Very well.
Yes.
And we will discuss some of the
Logistics.
details of the plan later tonight before we go to rest.
Okay. So here's what happens. She goes back into the temple.
Shook.
Shara takes
Shaken.
half of the priestesses
Quaking.
who have weapons and begins setting up a watch. Drake has the other half of the priestesses and sets up a watch. So basically, all around the temple grounds, there's people watching out, and in the temple, there's guards. You guys can basically kind of be floating and wander and do walk the perimeter. Now it's still early.
Yeah.
It's still only like mid-afternoon. What time is it in real life?
It's like
2:55.
Okay.
And we can't. I can't stay late.
So here's what's going to happen.
It's like 10 minutes left.
You guys, tell me what you would do before nightfall. So you have a couple hours before
I would like to
nightfall.
go to where they hold the crystals, and I'd like to kind of map out the area.
Okay, so you go into the temple.
Yes.
You see the large statue of Usek. You see the crystals. There are like 4 priestesses with crossbows.
Where's
there.
the high priestess at the moment?
She's at the top of the tower.
I'd like to go up there and speak with her.
Okay, so you
Privately.
do. Okay.
Don't worry.
So she is up there.
Yes.
You knock on the door. She's like, "Come in."
Hello.
She's naked, so she.
Whoa.
I mean, it's a temple.
Rock
She's
and
like
Carl,
in
be
the,
careful.
She's in the
I
meditation
will be.
bath. So
No, not
she
the
gets
bath.
out of the bath.
But not too careful.
She puts on her robe and she's like, "What is it, Ralof?"
I have a couple things I'd like to lay out about the plan, just so you understand. I came to the highest level of the church so that we can discuss
Yes.
what's going on. For starters, I think that there's not enough guards posted on the eyes. I think that potentially an attack could be made this night or the next, and you need to have
Let me ask
most
you
watch.
something.
Ooh.
Did you get any impression that either the elf or the half-elf are in any way magic users?
Yes, I did get a vibe.
A vibe.
Got a little beard.
Okay.
A little iffy there.
That may change some things. We may want to have not just more guards. We need someone who is magically adept as well.
Well, we do have a second point that my friend Maximillian did bring
Yes.
up that could potentially help. If we have a way of creating some form of fake eyes that we can put into the temple and relocate the current ones, then potentially we would have another step above the enemy if they were to attack us, along with putting some kind of magical enchantments over the area and a magic user to protect against the 2 elves if they come to attack. I also, before you say anything, would like to again lay out the fact that we are unaware of the location of Trixie the pirate and Willie Stroker the rock gnome, and we do not feel any trust or good feelings towards them. And we just want you to know that if they approach this temple, you come to us first and speak to us, and we can be the ones to deal with them.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
There may be a way to implement your idea of false crystals. I will have to research it. I'm primarily focused on divine magic in service to Vusek, but I have studied some arcane magic. I will do research. There may be a way, either using some form of illusion or another option to create this. I will look into it, though.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate your assistance.
Of
and
course.
if we can weather this storm of deception and conspiracy, the Temple of Vusek will be most grateful, and we will make sure to reward you and your friends appropriately.
Is there anything else at the moment I can assist you with, High Priestess?
No, that would be.
Okay.
All right, sweet. I leave.
All right. You feel like that could have happened, Carl, but it's still daytime.
We'll get there later.
Later.
Get some of that
so-
bomb-ass wine in her.
So you guys get back
She says
out.
try again later.
Shara actually adds 4 more guards. So now there's 8 guards inside the temple.
Okay.
And you guys basically each take up like different posts around the grounds where you have like good vantage points. So a couple hours go by. The sun begins to fade. The evening arrives. The sun is gone. The gates are closed and locked.
Okay.
Torches
Good.
are lit throughout the grounds and put on stakes, like basically like imagine like tiki torches, and they're all
Cool.
stuck throughout the grounds. The temple is lit up with braziers of oil, lanterns, torches. It's very well lit. It's going to be very difficult for anyone to sneak in. And that is where we will end
Wow.
episode 8 as night falls upon the Temple of Crusade.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
See you
Thank you
next
for
time.
spreading the word. Follow us on all of the things.
think I
Read
did.
the description below. Thank you for all the gift givers and sponsors, people who donated through RevTrack. We love making this.
Yes.
We appreciate your support. Peace out.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay, so you leave, everybody else behind, and you go where?
I believe I'm heading to the blacksmith on White Eagle Street as per the letter from Willie.
Okay, so you start making your way through town. You leave the Plaza District, right? And it's still busy. Town is full of people because of the wine festival and
yeah.
all these other
Oh, wait, do I still
travelers
have-
and tourists and stuff. And
do.
you get to you're following the streets and you get to White Eagle, and there's a bunch of different shops. There's like tailors and cobblers and you see this blacksmith shop down the street. It's a 2-story cottage, and the first floor's got like big open windows, and you can like as you're getting closer, you could feel the heat, and you see the bellows going, and there's like smoke and stuff, and the blacksmith shop's working, and you hear some clang, clang,
Blacksmith stuff?
Yep. And then there's a second floor. There's also, make a perception roll. Let's see if you notice this. Okay, good enough.
What is it,
17 plus
Okay.
whatever your bonus is. That's
3,
plenty
so
good.
20.
You see, like in between the blacksmith's building, there's another shop, but there's like a small alley. And you notice there's wood stairs going up directly to a door on the second floor, outside of the building. Like a fire escape, but not a fire
Yeah.
escape? Okay. So, what do you do?
This isn't the same blacksmith that we went to earlier,
No.
was it? Okay.
No.
I guess I want to check out those side stairs.
This is like farther out of the center plaza district of town. It's closer to the docks.
Okay.
Okay, so you can walk in the alley. You don't see anybody in the alley. There's stairs, and they're leading up to the second floor to a door.
I'm gonna knock twice on the door and then try to open it.
You go up the stairs.
Yeah.
Knock twice on the door. Nothing.
Try the handle.
It's locked. Do you want to pick the locks?
Well, I don't have any lock picks.
Rip. So
Don't have knock either.
you do see a window, not too far down, but it would require you to make a climbing roll. So you could basically grab like the edge of the roof and kind of like, kind of try to climb over, get yourself over to the window, because the window is open. There's just like drapes. You see like some curtains.
Is that athletics?
Yes, but if you fall, it's going to be ouchy. But not too ouchy like you're going to die, but just it would hurt. Like you'd probably sprain your ankle. But yes, that would be an
Yeah.
athletics roll. Hey, look at that. You're going to fall.
Yeah, that's a
and
5.
It's going to fall.
Yeah,
Fall,
okay,
fall,
I fall.
All right, 4 plus 1 is 5.
Yeah.
You're grabbing, you're like going across, and at first you're going fine, and then you go to grab like a spot just as you're getting close to the window, and you're like, huh! And you fall.
Oh.
You will take a minimum amount of falling damage because it's only like 12 feet. You take 3 hit points of damage.
Where's my hit points? I haven't. Oh.
It's fine. You're not dead. So
Well, no,
you
but-
hurt your ankle, and more importantly, your ego, because now you've fallen while trying to climb into a window. Oh, you know what? I need to notice.
Oh, you know
I want
what?
to see if anybody notices you falling off a building. And they do.
Oh,
All right.
God.
So this young man, not quite a man, I would say like a teenager perhaps, is wearing a blacksmith's apron and these big heavy gloves. And he like comes out of the shop and he's like, "Are you all right, miss? You,
Yeah, I'm good.
I heard something.
Just had a bit much too wine. Sorry about that. I tripped.
Oh, it happens. Good
Yeah.
day." He goes inside the shop.
Cool. Turns out I've got 50 feet of rope. Can I try? Try.
You could, yes. That's a bit overkill because it's only like the window's like probably 18 feet up.
Yeah, but I don't have 20 feet of rope. I have 50.
Fair enough. You throw your grappling hook up, it gets caught. Okay, you can make a climb roll. I'll give you advantage,
Yay.
which you don't need because
Yep.
that's a 19. You're like scurrying up, you get in the window, you kind of peek in. Like I said, it's open, there's no shutters. You see
there anyone in
a
there?
very simple room. Like this looks like it was probably the attic of the blacksmith shop or part of it. And then he like needed some extra cash, so he like kind of finished it out. But it's all like rough wood boards. There's like a simple cot, not even like a bed, just like two boxes with a sort of a mattress on it. There's like a cheap armoire. There's kind of like a crappy beat up old dresser. It all looks like stuff that's secondhand. And there's a table and two chairs, and there's like two wood shelves with like some plates and mugs on them. You notice there's an empty bottle of nice wine. And there's two mugs next to the empty bottle of nice wine that look like they've been consumed.
All right, there's no one in there, though?
No one's in there.
Can I do
You can look around if you want to do.
perception?
Yes. So if you want to actually search the room, it would probably be more like an investigation roll.
Can I just do perception first and see if I notice anything?
Yes.
Okay.
So a cursory glance reveals
That is
9.
a 12.
12. Okay, so I'll give you a little more description. Just looking around, you notice that the bottle of wine seems to be precisely the same kind of bottle of wine that you purchased the first day of the.
Yeah.
Remember when you guys went to that?
Yep.
So it looks like the exact same bottle of wine from the wine festival vendor, and the bottle has been emptied, and you could see the mugs on the table are also empty. There's like little residue from wine,
Yeah.
so clearly this was consumed relatively recently.
Okay, I'll climb into the room and pull the rope up after me.
Okay, you do. Now that you're in the room, you notice the door has a little lock on the inside. Looks like whoever was here locked up before they left.
They locked it from the outside?
You can lock it from the outside or the inside, but you
Okay.
can see like this. So you see, basically what you see is, like I described, you see a dresser, you see a cheap
Yep.
armoire, table and chairs, a bed.
Cool, I want to go through all the stuff.
Okay. Go ahead. I mean, I'm going to tell you what's in everything, but make an investigation roll anyway, just so I see the detail of what you get.
16.
Okay. You actually find quite a bit of interesting stuff.
Yay.
First of all, you see on the bed there's a long blonde hair. Couple
Yep.
long blonde hairs like on the pillow. Then you also see the dresser has like some clothes, like shirts, pants, a couple scarves, a vest. Some basically
Yeah.
nicely folded and put into the drawers, and they're all very nice, noble clothes. In fact, you notice that one of those shirts looks very familiar. It looks kind of like the shirt that the blonde elf was wearing the first day when you guys met him in the Rusty Flagon. You notice the vibrant blue color. It's very striking. So you notice that. In the armoire, you see a long, lush blue cape.
I want to put it on.
Okay. You definitely, so you're like, oh, this is the blue cape that he was wearing. So this is, you're very certain that this is like his clothes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take the cape and put it on.
Yeah.
It fits pretty well. He's about your height. So you're in there. And that's essentially it. How long do you stay, or what do you do?
I mean, letter didn't really give me any time frame. It just said to meet there.
You're kind of thinking about it, and you hear steps. You hear somebody coming up the stairs outside.
The outside steps?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to pose dramatically in one of the chairs.
Okay. You pose dramatically in the chair. You hear the key go into the lock. You hear the lock turn, and you see the door open. And in fact, it is Lord Finu. He walks in, wearing some different clothes. He's also carrying an armload of freshly laundered clothes. And he walks in, and he stops, and he sees you, and he looks at you. And he walks over to the bed, and he sets his clothes down, and he's like, "May I ask what you're doing here?"
Finny, hey. I'm your reinforcements. What's up?
Reinforcements? Okay.
My friend sent me a letter.
What friend would that be?
Willie. I only
Oh,
have
Willie.
one friend. Yeah.
Willie was just here.
Yes, he was.
Fantastic. So you're interested in employment?
Absolutely, I'm interested in employment.
Well, I have employed Willie to do something, and I believe he's handling that task this afternoon. I will be returning to Parmia tomorrow at dawn, leaving on the ship. Unfortunately, the original job that I offered your group, I had to turn over to someone else because you did not show up at the appointed time, so I assumed you weren't interested.
There was a bit of trouble with that. I'm no longer with that group.
Ah, well, that's quite convenient. Willie communicated similarly to me. When I return to Parmia, I have a number of business affairs that I need handled that would require some discretion. I'm not saying they're bad things, but there's certainly things that we wouldn't want everyone knowing about, and it would be beneficial to have some associates who could handle such tasks. Would you be interested in joining Willie and me in Parmia?
Well, that depends. Do I get benefits?
Well, I would cover the cost of traveling to Parmia, of course. I would find you a place on the ship and provide all the necessary provisions. But more importantly, once we arrived in Parmia, I would be paying very well for the services of those under my employ. Depending on the task, there's also additional benefits, typically.
A dental plan.
Well, let's just put it this way. I like those under my employ to present themselves well. So I typically cover the costs associated with every task that I would send an employee under. So, for example, if I tasked you with delivering a message, an important and secret message to someone, you would be provided with the finest clothing and carriage and that sort of thing. On the contrast, if the task involved potentially some danger, I would make sure that you had all the supplies and weapons to assist you. I always make sure my employees are properly and well equipped. And then, of course, well paid.
That sounds very lucrative and very up my alley.
Excellent. And am I to understand then that you would be interested in meeting Willie and I at the ship tomorrow?
You are.
Excellent. Well, Willie has informed me that the rest of your group has kind of gone a separate way, and I would appreciate if you would not let them know where I was going to be, and that we have this agreement. But I also would encourage you to avoid any complications with the constables. So maybe find a place to lie low for the rest of this day and tonight. And then I'll meet you just before dawn at the ship.
I can do that, but just as a heads up, I'm pretty sure that the rest of my group knows where you're going to be.
Oh, it's fine that they know where I'm going to be. I am a diplomat. I have paperwork. I've
Yeah.
registered with the
Yeah,
Reeve.
I found that.
Yes. If they try to do anything, the constables will stop them because
They
I've
are-
already informed the constables that someone broke into my room on the ship and stole things from me. So
Ah.
the constables are on the lookout for them. But at the same time, I'm not a vengeful person, so I'm not actively pursuing them. There was only one thing really that mattered, and I've tasked Willie with retrieving that thing to me. And he, I'm sure, will accomplish that task. He seems like a very well-practiced individual in his specific skills, if you understand my meaning.
Yes.
Now, I would like my blue cape back. It is one of my favorite traveling capes, so please hang it in the armoire. But I will give you these 10 gold pieces. That should accommodate you with buying some appropriate clothing for travel. You do realize that this time of year, Parmia is a little bit rainy. It's during the rainy season, so you might want to buy a few outfits for the journey there, and then, of course, something to wear when we get off the boat. I wouldn't want you looking frazzled, so
Galoshes.
please consider the 10 gold pieces to be an advance payment for being under my employment.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, Trixie, I'm glad that we've come to this agreement. Have a quiet and restful rest of your day, and I will see you early tomorrow morning.
All right. Thank you very much.
He walks over to the door. He opens the door. He waits for you to hang up his blue cape.
All right. I take the cape, but I fold it and I put it on his bed.
Okay. He doesn't seem bothered by that. He opens the door, lets you out, closes the door, locks it, and you leave.
All
So,
right.
where do you hide out? You
wanna-
know, as a sailor,
Yeah.
you know that there are cheap, like, inns where you
Yeah.
can get a crappy room that no one will bother you in down by the docks. Or if you want to spend more money, you could go back towards the central district and get a room at a nicer place.
I could also go to Corgan's,
You could,
but that's across from the Reeves and might not be a good idea.
yes.
I'll stay in one of the seedy places.
Okay. You find a place that's literally like, if there was a window in this room, you could look out the window and see the big ship. So you're like a block away.
I can sleep in.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's close enough. You pay 5 silver pieces to have your own room, not a shared room,
I don't
with a
have-
lock and a key.
I don't have.
You give them a gold and they give you 5 silver.
Fine.
So you're provided with food. You're like 5 silver at a crappy place like this is like the best room that they have, and like all the meals you want. So you're basically just chilling.
Okay.
And that is where we will end your secret side mission.
I don't get to go shopping?
Okay, you go shopping, but I have to go to study hall. Bye.
Fair enough. Okay.